Hey guys, welcome to the show. And in today's episode, I have an awesome guest. He's a true inspiration to everyone as he has achieved MDRT twice within 6 months. Shao, welcome to the show.
Hi, Raghu. Good evening. I hope you are well.
Yeah, pretty good. So, Shao, you're the youngest and one of the fastest to achieve two times MDRT within 6 months. So, how do you feel about that?
I feel great. Definitely something that really, really worked very, very hard for.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I don't want to, shortchange myself. I'm definitely aiming for COT this year.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm still working extremely hard, even though uh, we are being we're being compromised, right, by the current situation
Mm-hmm.
of the whole non-face-to-face communications.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still trying my best.
Very good. Awesome. 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 So, since how many years have you been into financial advising?
I have been in this industry for about 8 months. Okay,
Eight
so
months.
I joined through an internship. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Just 8 months.
yes, correct.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome success there. And congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So, what made you to come into financial advising?
Honestly, it was what the internship offered me. I wanted to go into the finance sector,
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted the four papers to get the qualification, so I get a head start ahead of my peers. But slowly, I started to realize the purpose of what we do, and the kind of impact it has on people's lives. So I realized that I find meaning in what I do, and because my boss, my founder, Tan Kun Chuan,
Mm-hmm.
he always reminds us of the purpose, right? He was formerly mentored by Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew,
Mm-hmm.
and his quote was always, "To be successful in a profession or in business, to be wealthy cannot compare to making the lives of the fellow man better, right? Because it brings immense satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I was really inspired when I heard this quote,
Mm-hmm.
and also some great leaders like Winston Churchill. He mentioned that he will put insurance onto every cottage, right,
Mm-hmm.
to um to provide a safety net for them in the event of a catastrophe,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what I really want to do for my society. Because growing up, I was always in an environment of giving back, and I feel like this is one of the ways in which I'm able to see achievements and self fulfillment, as well as to help some of the people gain financial literacy. So I see myself as an educator. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason why I joined the industry, and it's because it's so meaningful. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 So the question is, you achieved two times MDRT within 6 months and just being 8 months in the industry. Now that's a commendable feat. So, what was your drive actually? What drove you to do that?
My drive was to actually. So my company has this quote. It is whereby they mention that your success has to be faster than the rate at which your parents age,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when we start to really look at our parents, they you start to realize their wrinkles. They're getting old, and when do you want to be successful? Maybe 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, right? But I realized that I don't have so much time.
Mm-hmm.
So that really, really drove me to work very, very hard to really come to where I am today. Because, I mean, they were the people that provided for me, and they were the reason why I am who I am today as well. Yeah.
Awesome, Shaw. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, you see, being such a young, financial advisor, when you came into the industry, I'm sure that you faced a lot of challenges and struggles. So, how did you overcome that?
Definitely, I definitely faced a lot of struggles because mainly my market is a lot of high net worth people, so
Mm-hmm.
they're generally a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a while to really adjust as to what they're thinking about, what kind of products they seek, and also how do I really really fully understand them to open bigger cases,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how I overcame it was that I really spent a lot of time nesting at my dad's friends' companies,
Mm-hmm.
talking to people that are, in the management, senior management, to really, really understand and to find mentorship in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my hard work and determination proved to them that I'm actually very competent, and yeah, so those were the things that I did. I spent really a lot of time building rapport, servicing them, right? Spending time with their kids as well to show them that I'm a good influence. Yeah. So these are some of the things I did to slowly gain their trust, and for them to really give me an opportunity to do some financial planning for them. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Like being such a young financial advisor, how did your clients believe in you with their, money?
um, so I believe that I'm pretty fortunate to be able to grow up in a family that is maybe a bit wealthier than others,
Mm-hmm.
so that I do have such connections, such high net worth connections,
Mm-hmm.
but also maybe the way my father brought me up.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he'd go for dinner with his brothers, he always bring me along. So I'm always very, very accustomed to speaking to the older crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how to appeal to them is that you are a very filial son. You know how to service other people, putting other people's needs in front of
Mm-hmm.
yours, and that's what I did. I just rinse and repeated for most of my clients, and they really, really appreciate my service, my hard work, my sincerity, my honesty. Yeah. So the three main values of my company also is compassion, competence, and integrity, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you were to miss one of them, actually you're not very suitable for the company as well. So it was my mission to really, really ground myself no matter how high I climb,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that I will not lose these very, very good relationships that I have with my father's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome, 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 fantastic. So during this time of crisis, what were you doing?
I definitely my sales definitely slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
That was yeah. So I really took this time to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
So doing things such as the private banking course, I was sponsored by AIA to do so, and yeah, so I've been doing that. I'm currently undergoing an estate planner course. I'm also taking my certificate in financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things just to improve myself. And once this non face to face communication is over,
Mm-hmm.
I can really make use of all these skills to further value add to my clients. Yeah, so I'm extremely excited. I got quite a few plans coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so this circuit breaker in Singapore we call it circuit breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I find it very, very useful in that sense. Even though my sales slowed down, but self awareness I think is more important. Reflecting, doing my CEO days, to really, really find out where I'm lacking and to catch up on these weaknesses that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic, awesome, awesome. So the future is definitely going to be different from the past because of
Mm.
this crisis that has made brought about such a big change, and because of that, there's definitely going to be some real big challenges. So how are you prepared to meet those challenges?
So I always believe that change is always constant,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the way that we have to do things in the new world order definitely needs to be cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to maintain our habits such as waking up at 6:30 every single day. That is to make sure that we do not destroy these kinds of habits because they are very valuable. It gives you a lot of time in the day to
Mm-hmm.
reflect and to do some after action review after every appointment. So moving forward, I'll definitely going to meet these clients face to face again
Mm-hmm.
because that's where I feel the rapport is really, really built that way. But also I want to be a world class financial advisor as well. So how do I do that is making use of all the online systems that AIA has to offer, and to really, really utilize social media in this age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because social media is the most efficient way of marketing. It gives you a reach of maybe a few hundred people in a span of maybe 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which I don't think anybody can meet that many people in 30 minutes. So yeah, really, really utilizing it. I'm building my personal brand, and hopefully, this to transform into a business whereby just like America, I feel like financial advisors there are very, very honored in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's not the same in Singapore, right? But that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to rule away the stigma of financial advisors in Singapore, and to really, really show that we are world class, right?
Mm-hmm.
So show that we are competent, show that we are very, very different. We have evolved. We are very highly educated individuals, and to you know make use of this social marketing stage that we have
Mm-hmm.
presented to us in this 21st century. Yeah. So technology is definitely the main thing that I'll be focusing on. How to service claims, through my iPad
Mm-hmm.
and all of these things. Everything can be done online nowadays. So I definitely need to get used to that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. 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 So you mentioned that you're going into more digital as well as using social media platforms
Mm.
to prospect. So what platforms have you been using effectively until now?
So I've been using Instagram and
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
These two, I believe, have the widest reach of people. Facebook generally complements the older generation,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Instagram is from the 20s to 40-year old people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. 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 So what's your personal vision for the future?
I definitely am moving. I hope to be a director by next year, July.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is my goal. And I want to become an executive director maybe in the next 5, 6 years. So I definitely want to move into management. I find it's a lot more fulfilling, because that way, the scalability is there. That
Mm-hmm.
means you're helping more people, with every single person that you recruit. Yeah, so that is fulfilling my purpose, in life. And I hope to lead such a purposeful life. Yeah, just like our minister mentor Lee Kuan Yew.
Mm-hmm.
He sacrificed his life for his nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, maybe I won't sacrifice my life for my nation, but this is the life in which I believe will bring me financial freedom as well as time freedom. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 So I know that you have just come into the industry just 8 months, but then even then you're a true inspiration. So what would be your advice to the newer financial advisors who want to come in?
Okay, so first advice I would give them is really to have very, very clear goals,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because once you have clear goals, you have your why. The
Mm-hmm.
how will come along naturally, right? So second thing is to have desire. You know, how hungry are you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be hungry. You gotta be foolish.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, anybody can be your prospect, right? But in order to find quality prospects, you gotta do uh, a lot more servicing, right? So one of my seniors did mention to me, right? Hey, you close big cases, but actually, what do you do behind it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it is, it's a risk reward kind of system, right? I believe in this industry. So ask yourself, how much are you servicing your clients, on a day-to-day basis. So that's the second thing, to have desire. Okay, the third thing is really to um if you're hungry enough to go and achieve,
Mm-hmm.
for example, MDRT, COT, right? You gotta have the guts to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if you're always too scared to, hey, MDRT is such a big target, I don't think I'm cut out for it, then you'll never assume that position,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So before last year, before I actually cleared my MDRT, I was really, for example, wearing the MDRT pin, right, to show people that, hey, this is my commitment. So slowly, this
Mm-hmm.
external forcing, became an inner belief,
Mm-hmm.
right? and that made me, have the courage to open bigger cases, speak to older people, uh, be it about estate planning, be it about family planning, etc. Uh, so yeah, really find your niche, and find a suitable target market that you want,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and to just keep going, right? So there's this quote that I always remind myself
Mm-hmm.
that I shouldn't only when I see hope that I keep trying and trying to get that hope, right? I should keep trying and trying until I see this hope, and then when the opportunity arises, I'm able to grasp it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And presentation, obviously, all our presentations are very important, right? Like what Bruce Lee said, I fear no man that has learned 10,000 kicks, once, right? But I fear a man that has learned one kick 10,000 times, because it will be so much more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just some tips for the younger advisors.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome advice. So, if someone wants to contact you for your services, how they can get in touch with you?
You can definitely find me on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's Shao Lun _Lim 6, or my Facebook, right? Lim Shao Lun, which is my name. Yeah. So through these social media platforms, you can definitely link me up. LinkedIn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'll be on Raghu's page as well. So if you're seeing this video, I think you'll tag me, and then
Yeah.
that's where the link will be. Yeah.
Well, awesome, awesome, Shao. It was wonderful talking to you and listening to your story. It's really, truly inspiring of your achievements, and that to doing it so fast and at such a young age. It's a true inspiration to everyone, not only to the financial advisors, but to everyone else also. So I wish you all the best for your future to make a bigger impact and make a bigger difference in people's lives.
Thank you so much, Raghu. Thank you so much for your time, and setting this whole thing up to interview me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.